dear boys and girls. I hope that you miss our English lessons. That's why today we are going to have some work. I want you to open your books on page 145, and our today's topic is city squares. I hope that you remember the translation of the word square we have learned at our previous lessons. It is площадь. So, city squares. First, I'm going to read this short text for you. You are going to listen. Then you will read the text with some pauses, with some little stops. And then we are going to do some tasks. So, listen to my reading and pay attention to the pronunciation of the words from our text. Little towns and big cities have interesting city squares. The squares have outdoor cafes, street vendors, street musicians, and pedestrians. There are many hotels, museums, art galleries, and restaurants. At night, there are plenty of tourists in the squares. Now, I shall read the beginning of the sentence, and you have to follow and repeat to yourselves. Let us start. Little towns and big cities. The next sentence. The squares have outdoor cafes. There are many hotels, museums, art galleries. At night, there are plenty of tourists. Okay, that will do. And now, let us pay attention to some new words. I want you to look at the blackboard, to repeat after me, and write down the new words into your vocabularies. So repeat please. Vendor, vendor. Write down the word vendor with the transcription is людина, яка торгує на вулиці. Вуличний торговець. Pedestrian. Repeat please. Pedestrian. Write down the word, write down the transcription, pedestrian. And pedestrian is a person in the street. So, пешеход. And the next word, plenty, is a synonym of the word a lot of, a synonym of the word many. So, write down into your vocabulary the translation of the word багато, plenty, plenty. Okay, now let us come back to our text. The first task we are going to do on the text is to describe some squares. And these squares are in New York, and in London, and in Kyiv. And we are going to have the example, to read the example to the first picture. So, I see a fast food restaurant on Times Square in New York. I also see a theater there. The musical Mamma Mia is on. So it was the example to the first picture. Times Square is one of the central squares in New York. And now we are going to make an example to picture number 2. And here we have the key words. B. Picture B and words. B. Repeat after me. Trafalgar Square, London, the UK, the National Art Gallery, fountains, tourists. So Trafalgar Square is the name of this square. The UK, you know that it is the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland. And we're going to write a short description of this square. So, I see air. I see air. What do we see in that picture? What can we say? We can see the National Art Gallery. There's no air. The National Art Gallery. The National Art Gallery in Trafalgar Square. In London. What else can we see in Trafalgar Square? I also see some fountains and tourists. I also see some fountains and tourists. And we may add, the fountains are beautiful, or the tourists are very excited. Something to finish our description. This was the example. So, at home, you are going to do point E about Independence Square and Freedom Square in Kharkiv. So, Independence Square and Freedom Square about Ukraine, 2 squares in Ukraine. The next tasks you are going to do at home are exercise 2 on page 146. You have to match the places and the descriptions, what you can do in those places. And exercise 4 to read the text and complete the gaps with the correct items. I want you to do those tasks by Wednesday. Then you copy your exercise book, make a photo of your exercise book and send it to me on Messenger, on Viber, on my email or other sources or gadgets. It was a pleasure working with you today. Thank you. See you soon. Bye. Stay healthy.